Breaking news, the backlash building after President Trump announced he's pulling the United States out of the climate deal. From America's key allies to America's biggest corporations, a reaction across the board of outrage. In fact, the cover of the New York Daily News, which of course is very critical of the president, they've come out with Trump to world drop dead, and it fits with their politics, but fits with a lot of what we're seeing from business leaders as well. And the president says his reasoning is to protect American businesses. Specifically, he talked about coal. He said it's going to put coal miners back to work. But in coal country, there are mixed feelings tonight. Here's Martin Savage with a story you'll see only out front.
In most of America, coal used to be king. In Wyoming, it still is. Wyoming accounts for 40% of America's coal production. And a significant number of coal miners here are women.
You start for the obvious reasons, the money and the benefits and the security, and then it turns into something that eventually you don't know anything else, as you start to love it.
They work in an industry that's demanding, deadly, and dominated by men.
It gives you a feeling of strength when you know you can go out there and compete and do what everyone else does, like she said, as good, if not better, than they do.
Strength isn't the only thing they have in common.
Who voted for President Trump?
I had a little bit reservations of him as a person and the way that he is, but voting-wise, no.
Do you think he's being treated fairly?
No. I think it's awful.
What about all those campaign promises Trump made to bring coal mining jobs back?
Have you seen that?
Yes, there has been more jobs in the basin open up. There has been. They're hiring now.
Thousands of jobs?
I wouldn't say thousands.
I know 250 have been rehired within the basin, within the 10 or 12 mines that we have here.
Jody, that's not the numbers that he promised.
I think it's a process.
And part of that process, they say, is easing environmental restrictions on coal. Something Trump did by taking America out of the Paris Climate Agreement. But it's here these coal miners split.
I wish he hadn't, just because it makes us seem as though we're not in with the rest of the world in combating climate change.
We're coal miners, but we care about this planet. I mean, that's also it's our responsibility to take care.
I was in favor of him pulling out. I think the United States itself is responsible for the United States.
I think that we need to focus on the United States and first and foremost in making us great again. So,
do you believe that climate change is a real thing?
No, not really.
I am not a climate change denier, but I do believe that we certainly have an impact, but I think we can lessen that in a responsible way that doesn't put entire groups of people out of work.
For many of these miners, there were only two issues that mattered last November: jobs and energy. Nothing has changed.
Show of hands who would vote the same.